Hello, friends. You will not believe how many intros I've tried with the word howdy, but apparently I'm not a 1970s cowboy, so I won't be doing that. Today we're going to talk about account buying, because it started a very interesting thing. Here's my thoughts. Let me know what yours are in the comments. Quick look around the account as always. First, we're obviously not gaining power. We're missing out on this gold head event, but we've already won a gold head event. I don't mean to labour the point. I don't want to go on about it. I don't want to brag or anything, but you know, there it is, the old free to play. Stop. What, again? Yeah, we can see it again. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I don't want to go on about it. You brought it up. So today we're going to talk about account buying. Firstly is my lovely account. We are very, very, very close now to the next level of the castle. We need 4 more books. Still a mile away from the big old one, and we're still quite a way away from the watchtower. Ooh, but we can upgrade it today. Oh, wait, I can't. Okay, but we're getting close on these things. Tier 5 is maybe not quite yet, but achievable. I want to do a video on this thing. I'm sure most people know about the State Forum, but I wish someone had told me about it when I first started. Basically, the way to play the State Forum is click a lot and hope to get a really good inscription. No luck. Quick praisey on the State Forum. You're looking for what's it called? Not this one. That's not bad. Actually, it is a shite formation. You're looking for this formation, not the arch one. I can't remember what it's called. You're looking for this one, wedge. You're looking for the wedge formation. Once you get the wedge formation, that's kind of the meta one. The arch one might be in a bit if more smite damage commanders come along. Well, it certainly is if you're going Luce and Gorgo, but for now, just get the wedge if you've got a chest to open. See if we can get any good wedge things here. Yet. Big N, but that does mean we can upgrade, and no, so we can upgrade to level 10 soon. No, we can't, and then do dispatches. Right, good. So account buying. What do we all think of account buying? Because my stance on account buying, as I look how close I am to 50,000 gems, is I don't really like it. But I realise that other people may disagree. Their last video, someone made the great point that how different is account buying from buying bundles? Because let's pick a pay-to-win player at random. Complete random. Let's see if we can find one here. Anyone? Where is he? Oh, here we go. Hisoka, the former free-to-play player, now a massive pay-to-win player. Down with you, Hisoka. Bought the gem supply. So, Hisoka has bought the gem supply. Just a random example, plucked from the air of a pay-to-win player. So, he spent the equivalent of, well, we can see exactly how much he spent. I claim my beautiful 1,000 wood and 1,000 food. He's spent £12.99 on 80,000 gems. So if he'd have just saved his money and bought an 80 million account for $400, what's the difference? He's just spending money to get better for his account to be better at Rock, and I do agree with that. However, well, let's look at it. Let's look at the good sides of account buying first. Firstly, for an individual, you've got 2 options. You can either get an account like this one. Let me click on it and show you all. Well, we still need more cups of tea to recover from the beauty of the top 1 gold heads thing. I'll never live that down. Well, I mean, no one else cares, but I feel compelled to mention it at every possible juncture, and I don't know why I keep looking like this. One thing I will say as well, vaping. Not vaping's hard, Nicorette. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, it's horrible, but it's better than vaping. So here we go. Here's an account, VIP 15, less than a year old. Loads of meta commanders, loads of great stuff. Needs to do some more healing ahead of the Arc tomorrow. This account has cost a lot of money. I would say that, well, it's cost a few thousand. Probably several thousand would be a fair thing to say at this point. Boo. But for the equivalent of what I spent on this account, I could have bought a VIP 18 account with 30 commanders max, 40 legendary equipment, 20 of them crit. I could probably have bought even more than that. Loads and loads of KVK skins. So instead of doing that, I spent it on this account. And does that make me better at the game? No. It just means I've spent money on one way instead of buying another account. Doesn't make me any better at all. So from a personal perspective, account buying makes so much sense. I mean, it's a bit of a faff to go through, and there is a trust element because you're effectively giving someone money for a digital service. There are a few things out there you can use as a middleman, a few Discord servers, which I already won't mention. Big thing to mention, of course, about account buying is it's against the terms and conditions of Rock. Rock completely keep the... they reserve the right to ban you at any time for account buying. If they suspect you've account bought, your account can be taken off you at a moment's notice, and the however much money you've spent on it, starting at, I'd say, about $400 or $500 for the lower end, several thousand for the higher end accounts, the one I've just described. I mean, the account we've just seen, my account, you probably get $500 for that, and I've spent 10 times at least on it, so this gives you an indication of what you can afford. But Rock reserve the right to ban you at any time for account buying, which is a bit of a shitter if you've just spent loads of money on accounts, so beware if that's what you're doing. But if you're a returning player, say you're an excellent Rock player, you haven't played for 2 years, you took a big hiatus like I did, and you've come back and like, yeah, I fancy it. Fancy playing Rock again with a high level account at Season of Conquest. I can't be asked to go through KVK 1 to 2. Then account buying's not a bad idea. You get right into a good kingdom. Presumably, most accounts are sold with at least the credits for passports, so you can migrate somewhere, migrate back to KVK2 if that's your thing. And it's a nice way of whaling up, effectively, because you'll go into a KVK2 with a good account. It might not be your account, but it's a good account. So I can completely understand why people buy a good account. It's either, here's a good account, do you want to spend 4 years grinding for it? Do you want to spend $500 on it? Or do you want to build your own account over the course of a year, which will cost you 10 to 20 times what you're buying an account for? So completely understand that. It's pay to win, but Rock is pay to win. Surprise, surprise. Look at me, I'm free to play, and I'm about to go into KVK2 and get crushed by all the pay to win players, like Hisoka, our resident pay to win player. Sorry, he's been free to play for so long, and he finally bought a gem bundle today, and I'm enjoying taking the piss. I really am. No offense, Hisoka, I love you, but you pay to win now. So from that perspective, what's different? Well, let's have a look at our kingdom. I would say, so that's my opinion. Like, if you want to buy an account, absolutely fine, no problem whatsoever. Your money, as long as you trust who you're buying it from, go for it. It makes things very difficult from a kingdom perspective, right? So let's have a look at our top accounts. So these are all really good players. This guy, for instance, definitely hasn't bought his account. It's a new account. It's a really decent account, actually. It's a really good one. I won't go through and embarrass people, because I don't know if they're embarrassed or not, but lots of accounts here I know for a fact are bought. Lots of accounts in my main kingdom are bought. Lots of accounts in the kingdoms we fight against are bought. It's just a nuance of how the game plays. So when you're trying to recruit, when you're looking at someone's KVK stats, you're looking at their kills, it kind of, I feel it doesn't mean much anymore. So let's take an example. Okay, this chap here, I know this isn't a bought account, and even if it did, who cared? So this is definitely his account. So we look at those 800,000 kills, which for an account which is about a year old, is pretty damn good in my opinion. He's whaled up completely, he's smashed Ark of Osiris. It's impressive, I think. It's impressive to get your own 800 million kill points. Let's choose a random one. I don't know who this guy is. Here we go, this guy. But no idea if this account is bought or not. But when you're getting someone into your kingdom, when you're managing the migration, kill points are usually more important than power. As long as someone's got 70 million or more power, you know they're tier 5, you know they've got a full march of everything. They've probably got commanders to max. And again, this guy's just an example. I have no reason to suspect he's bought the account, and if he has, good luck to him. If not, good luck to him as well. But you ask yourself how many of these kill points this person's attained by themselves. Not that it matters so much if they know how to play the game, but we've had incidents in 3031 of people. In fact, I am just going to show him because this guy is the bane of my existence at the moment. Sorry, mate, but it's your own fault. It's your own fault for buying an account and not being able to play it. So we had this guy buy, this account migrated in, it all seemed good, and then the people who migrated the accounts in sold them. Their privilege, they can do whatever they want. I'm not their daddy, I can't tell them what to do. But we now have an account this size. Where is it? Here we go. This account, 16th biggest account in the kingdom, incredibly old ID, 4 billion kill points, you'd look at this account and say, this guy knows how to play the game. You'd be wrong. This guy can't play the game. It's not his fault. He bought the account. He doesn't seem that interested in Rock. He's not in an alliance. He hasn't been in. His KVK score is literally 0. He didn't know how to teleport to the Lost Kingdom. So we've effectively let someone in with a really great, like, this is a great account. Like, you scout it, you see the commanders. You've got to remember the commanders. He's got completely meta, great equipment, great troop numbers. It's useless. The guy playing it doesn't know how to play the account. So instead of the great thing where we look from a migration perspective at accounts coming in and think, oh, this guy knows, this girl knows, or you look at an account and think, this isn't a very high kill point scoring account, so we perhaps reject it. I mean, I'm kind of, in my mind, it's kind of a bit more inverse now. You look at the old accounts, you wonder if the person who's playing it knows how to play the game, whether they've been playing it for ages, which, again, not their responsibility to tell me how long they've been doing it, but when you're trying to get the right people in the kingdom and make sure you don't get in dead weight, like the guy I've just showed you, sadly, is the most dead weight of dead weight, and he will certainly be zeroed after KVK. Not that it matters, the account's dead and stuck in our kingdom now. But you run the risk of that once account buying is so prevalent, and it really is prevalent. I hasten to say that I would say 50% of big accounts are bought and sold quite regularly from what I've seen, maybe a little less than that. And of course, in older, more established kingdoms, you don't have that thing because the players are all there. Even the guys who've bought accounts, they're there. They've been there for a while now. And that's fine. But in newer kingdoms, the accounts are almost traded like hotcakes, and the amount of accounts that traded and go back to KVK2 things. So from a perspective of letting the right people into the kingdom, it's really difficult now when you don't know what the kill points mean. I mean, there's an account in 60 with 11 billion kill points. The account's been bought, so they're not really relevant to the player and the stuff. There's an account in 57. I don't know if that's been bought, but it's got 500 million power. Like, it's the same principle. It's difficult. And of course, you might think, oh, I don't give a shit. I'm just migrating my account in. But there are big problems with migrating in a big account. So let's take that 500 million account, for instance. I don't know the player. I don't know if he's bought it, etc. It's none of my business. But when you've got a 500 million power account, the expectations are that you get a lot of kills. So most kingdoms run a system where your KVK performance must be, you get a total number of kills of 10% of your total power and a total number of deads of 1%. So that 500 million account got to be getting 50 million kills and taking 5 million deads. It's not insane, but I don't know, that's quite a lot. And if for someone who's perhaps bought it and thought, oh, I'll have a go here, perhaps not au fait with exactly how it all works, that's going to be a difficult thing. You also expect, like I said, you expect the big whale accounts to take a lot of deads. And what do troops that take a lot of deads need? Well, they need more troops eventually. People who buy accounts, in my experience, well, again, Rock is expensive. I'm not hating on anyone here, but you buy an account in general because it's cheaper to buy an account than to grind one up and maintain it. It costs money to maintain an account, whether or not you've bought it or whether or not you've worked it up. If you buy an account, it tends to be one of two things. One, you're not comfortable putting money in the account because it's usually registered to someone else's email address. Completely understand that. I wouldn't be. I just don't think it's a very wise thing to do, to put money in things that can either be taken away by Rock at the time or by someone who's got an email address and think, yeah, you know what, I fancy having this account back, I'll just change the passwords. I'm sure it doesn't happen a lot, but there is the chance it could happen, and that risk would put me off. So that the maintenance of the account, whereas someone who's like grinded up to 200 million power, real big spender, will probably keep it around that thing. Someone who's just bought the account, it would plummet. And of course, matchmaking's a big thing. Matchmaking, when you've got a 500 million account in the kingdom, guess what? You're going to be in a high seed. That's just how it works. And if that player is not au fait with killing, 80 million's worth of troops every KVK because they know they're not going to be able to maintain the spending to get them back, and they like having that big number, you're not going to survive at that seed for long. You may think, well, that's not my problem, but it kind of is. Like, if the kingdom goes into a high seed, it's pretty painful for all players if the high level players aren't really meeting their quota. It means the lower level players have to work harder to meet it, and of course it's very difficult for them. It'd be very difficult for me to maintain, to say this account gets to 30 million for KVK2 if I have to pick up the slack for the 500 million, 200 million players who aren't performing because they simply can't perform because the criteria is too high for them to do so with the account they bought. It's really quite difficult. So that's a long-winded way of me saying account buying, I understand it, I really do. I appreciate it, and I'm a pay-to-win player on my other account. I've just gone the long-winded, expensive way rather than going the cheap way of buying an account, migrating it back, and then building that up. Completely understand it, but I don't know. I do think it can do a lot more bad than good. But there was a very interesting discussion in the comments the other day about this, and I'd be really interested to know what other people have to say. I'm quite strong in my belief that I don't like account buying, but I appreciate why it's an integral bit of the game, and it really is integral now. I would like to open this up to discussion. No judgment here. Not at all. If you bought your account, that's fine. If you haven't, that's also fine. But just let me know. Let me know if you've bought your account, and I'd be interested to know people who've bought an account and then go on to whale up on it. I think it's quite rare that people buy accounts and spend on it. I keep saying it, but it really is their own decision. I would be scared to do so with an account that's not registered to my email address that I know could be banned at any time. But I'd be interested to know if people here are like, yeah, I bought the account and I dropped the same amount of money I would drop on my main account, but instead of starting from zero and having spent a lot of money to get there, I just got an account that was already here and just built on top of that. So let me know, what do you all think of account buying? You've heard my long-winded way of describing it. Not a big fan, but appreciate the need for it. I do think it has detrimental effects for the kingdom as a whole. The people who buy accounts can't maintain them. Or if you've seen with the guy I showed you in 3031, the people who buy it literally can't play the game. Not his fault, there's many games I can't play, but it does hurt us all. We were in a higher seed, or it's contributed towards us being into a high seed because that big account's there, and that big account doesn't know how to fight. So it's kind of a kick in the face for all of us. What do you think? Let me know. Tomorrow we will talk about the State Forum in a little more depth because I have a lot of opinions on that. For now, KVK2 is a long way away. We are grinding, getting our castle up. Got AOO tomorrow. That'll be fun. Trying to get as many of those little gold heads as possible. Hopefully YSG, how many is he away now? Well, they're all going in, so that'll be 77, 75, 75, 80, so 150, 230 miles. So we are 199 gold heads away from maxing YSG and then beginning the great gold head collection. I don't regret YSG at all. Even in Season of Conquest, he's really not bad. Like with his double museum buff, YSG's good. I mean, it might take me a while on this account to get the double buff, but hey-ho. What else did we do? Nothing really extra to note. We got an extra... Ooh, I'll tell you what we did do. On stream, I managed to get to level 8 of the... where is it? The Golden Kingdom, and I thought, yeah, that'll do for me. Managed to get to level 16 in the end. Got nothing good for it, but it feels good. I got that through sheer pure skill, luck, and getting Sun Tzu to level 60. I figured I'd be fighting with it. I want to fight with 2 marshes in KVK2 at least. I'm not going to invest in any other infantry commanders, so we're going to go Thutmose and YSG again, and Sun Tzu, probably Ethel, who I hope will be maxed at some point. Hopefully by the start of KVK2, if not, well, she won't be done by then, but hopefully in about 4 to 6 weeks we can get Ethelfled max, then we can have 2 decent fighting marches, and of course I'll put up the tech of the infantry stuff as well, which is currently languishing at 1-1. Aside from that, we also got telling, like, another sort of indication to me that I should be going to cavalry. We've got another of these Dark Lord's blessings, so the chance for refining in future is up. Hunt for History is up at the moment, but as you remember, last time I spent all my time on Hunt for History going for something which I narrowly missed out on, but then I think it was the chest revival plate, but then we packed it in a crystal chest a few weeks later, and thus making a bit of a mockery of it. But I tend to save up for 3 Hunt for History, so I can be guaranteed of getting to the first occult treasure, rather than just going for the purple stuff in each one. So there we are, account buying. What do you think of it? I'd genuinely be interested to know. Let me know. A bit of a long-winded video, but you know, when we're between KVK, we've got to make our own entertainment, and this seemed to be a hot topic to many people in the comments. Many people with strong opinions either way. So now's your forum. Till next time, my friends. Thanks very much for watching. Baklava, beautiful. If anyone hasn't tried baklava, you're missing out. A Turkish delicacy, if e'er there was one. Ciao for now, friends.